The PPI Ignite Network are embracing the +1 approach for incrementally embedding universal design principles. The +1 approach uses small incremental changes to increase inclusiveness. To help others who wish to do the same, I'm going to take you through 10 really simple steps that make Word documents accessible for people using screen readers. So the first step is the use of a table of contents. It seems simple, but for long documents, an automated table of contents can greatly help navigation. This very simple step makes information more findable. It's recommended that a table of contents is used for documents of 10 pages or more. Second is the use of inbuilt styles. These inbuilt styles communicate with screen readers, so users will know if text is a title or a heading, for example. If you only use manual formatting, such as bold or a change in font size, that information is lost and screen readers may not interpret the text as a heading. Additionally, the use of inbuilt styles makes generating a table of contents very easy. The third step is the selection of typeface. Some font styles are simpler than others. To make documents more accessible for people with low vision or print blindness, it's recommended that a simple typeface, such as that from the serif family, is used. The fourth step has to do with color contrast. To help with readability of documents, you want the text and the background to have sufficient contrast. This is important to make documents more accessible to people with low vision. At the end of the video, I will show you how to use the MS Word Accessibility Checker to choose colors with a good contrast. Step 5 is text size. A minimum size of 12-point font is recommended. This makes documents easier to read for people with reading disabilities or vision impairment. Step 6 is spacing. Sentence spacing of a minimum of 1.5 can help make documents more accessible to those with reading disabilities. For example, some people with dyslexia may merge or distort text when reading. This can make reading very mentally tiring. Increasing the white space between sentences and paragraphs can help to reduce the reading load. Step 7 relates to the limited use of bold or italics. Bold or italics, especially when used for large amounts of text, can make reading difficult or very tiring for people with vision impairment or reading disabilities. The use of bold or italics should only ever be used sparingly. The nature of the emboldened text is typically not conveyed to users of screen readers, so they are missing out on any information you are trying to convey through the use of bold. Step 8 relates to the use of the inbuilt list functions. Screen readers identify a list by the use of the bulleted or number list functions. The inbuilt list function should always be used rather than the manual use of dashes or hyphens. Otherwise, the information that it is a list can get lost for people who use screen readers. Step 9 relates to links. If you use the full URL as the text, a screen reader will call out the URL one character at a time. It is best to use a hyperlink with the description of the link as the text. It's always best for the description to give specific information about the link destination. Screen readers can often scan a document for links. If you use generic text lines such as click here, it makes it difficult for people using screen readers to distinguish between which link is which. Step 10 relates to images and the use of alternative text for images. Images contain information, albeit communicated visually. People with vision impairments can miss this information unless you add alternative text or alt text to the image. I'll show you how to add alt text to an image at the end of this video. The 10 steps outlined here are not onerous and can be easily included now that you're aware of why they're important. To check the accessibility of your document, you select the Review tab, and on the ribbon, you click Check Accessibility. If there are accessibility issues in the document, recommendations of how to fix them will be suggested by MS Word in the accessibility pane. And finally, if you really want to double-check screen reader accessibility, you can always download one of the freely available screen readers and have it read your document. How to select a good color contrast. So I'm just going to go to Review, click on Check Accessibility here. And over here, I'm going to look at the hard to read text contrast.
It's telling me this green here is not a good contrast. So if I go to font color and I hover over the different colors, it'll pop up and tell me whether it's a good contrast or not. So I have this darker shade here, which it's telling me is a good contrast. So I'm going to switch all of that shade of green to this shade of green, which is a better contrast.
How to add alt text to images. The accessibility checker is also telling me that I'm missing alternative text for an image. The alt text dialog box opens. I put a description of the image. If I need help with how to describe alternative text, I can right-click on the image of interest in the dialog box and select Learn More. This opens Microsoft's help page for alt text.